Let's tell people in the back.
Trump stormed our house with the mob he incited, and we defended our house. And he violated our Constitution, and we defended the Constitution. And they tried to trash our democracy, and we revived it, and we protected it. This was the most bipartisan presidential impeachment in the history of the United States. And we know that impeachment, for reasons that we could explore at some other time, often becomes partisan. But this was the most bipartisan presidential impeachment event in the history of the country. It was also the largest Senate vote for a presidential impeachment, 57 to 43. And of course, the vote to impeach was 232 to 197 in the House. So we have a clear and convincing majority of members of Congress that the president actually incited violent insurrection against the Union and against the Congress.
Separately, did the White House either indirectly or directly?
We did get Donald Trump at least to admit that he's a former president now, so that's good news. He's not asserting that somehow he's still president, and they're recognizing, at least in a de facto sense, the legitimacy of this presidential election, which, of course, President Biden won by more than 7 million votes.
In the decision to call new witnesses?
You know what? I mean, we think that we overwhelmingly proved our case. I think Mitch McConnell's statement showed that they knew we overwhelmingly proved our case. And all that might have happened if we had, bargained for 10 witnesses on our side, 10 witnesses on their side. The first person they said they wanted to bring up and to cross-examine is Nancy Pelosi. They would have turned the whole thing into a circus. And we conducted it with solemnity and legal seriousness and decorum. And you saw the conduct of the lawyers on the other side. And you know what Donald Trump's track record is. We were not going to allow them to turn it into a farce. What's interesting is that the premise of some of these questions is somehow that we failed to prove the facts of the case. I think in the eyes of the entire world and the country, we overwhelmingly proved the facts of the case. And Senator McConnell just conceded that. That wasn't the issue. I think you got to talk to the 43 senators who are basically saying no amount of facts would have made any difference to them because they didn't think that the president was subject to the jurisdiction of the Senate. That was the argument you just heard Mitch McConnell make.
Did the White House convey to you in any way that they did not want witnesses because it might draw out the process? Did the White House tell you they wanted a short, condensed trial?
I never spoke to anyone from the White House or to President Biden or to Vice President Harris. None of them. No. And I made the call. So you want to blame somebody?
I think we were just trying to